Hey everyone, welcome back to another week of Weekly Pickups of your host, Wallace Gaming. Now this week we've got a certain amount of cool things here. We've got some SNES which we don't normally get. We got from Trade Me, now that's Kernel Kiwi TM. Now this one was our PGA European Tour. This one I paid $19.50 for, and it gets a 3 out of 5 on the dealer meter this week because it sits at $31.14. Snickle Fritzy sports title, but hey, it's pretty cool. It's cool to get any SNES stuff. And there was quite bad stickers, Big W stickers, which in Big W, they seal them. They put a steel sticker over there, and they're ruthless to get off. But managed to get it off with actually minimal damage here. So a little bit of wear on the front, but not too bad. Now, next one here is Super International Cricket. Now, this one here was $21. And that one on the dealer meter this week is 3.5 out of 5 because it sits at $44.43. Not too bad. I would say most likely this is probably pretty shocking. Doesn't actually look like there's any names that I recognize in here, so they may actually just be one of those ones they just put in random names because they didn't get copyrights to it. Now, next one here is from Highly Suspect on Trade Me, Joe Montana 2 Sports Talk Football. This one here I paid $5.50 for, and that sits 3 out of 5 on a dealer meter because it sits at $19.77 on price charting there. Not too bad and relatively good condition, all of these, to be honest. It's really hard to kind of get the manuals in good condition and stuff, and I'm surprised being a sports game, normally they're the ones that are the most wrecked. Next one here is John Madden Football 92. Now this one here I paid $12.50 for, and it sits at 2.5 out of 5 on a dealer meter because it sits at $13.27. Now normally I do remove stickers, but this one I just couldn't resist. Not sure if you can see that. $49.95 on the second, 1996. That's a decent amount of coin for a thing. I mean, that's going to be what, with inflation, I'd say it probably maybe sitting $70, $80 areas. That's quite a lot for a sports game, but I've got games on the NES that sit at $110 in 1981, so that's crazy to think about. That's going to be like $170, $150. But still not too bad, that one to get, and yeah, cool little sticker, a bit of nostalgia for New Zealand on that one there. Now, the next one here is EA Sports Doubleheader, EA Hockey and John Madden Football. So this one here is a dual pack, and I got this one for $20.03. Now this one sits at a 2 out of 5 on a dealer meter this week because it sits at $10.55 on price charting. Reason why I went so high on this one, I did have this actually set to around about the price that it is on price charting. That's how I normally do it. But this one, Appleby was battling me, and I was like, man, it's the only one that I'm not going to win. So I just decided to bid it up a little bit higher so that he number one, he couldn't get it, and number two, I wanted it. Yeah, so with that one, I just kind of, I mean, like I say, what would annoy me is that would get bought for about 17, which he gave up on, and that would probably go up for about 50. So it's not worth it, you know. I'm like, I might as well just buy it. Next one here is Def Jam Rap Star. Now this one here is $13.25, and it sits at a 2 out of 5 on the dealer meter because I got this. It normally sits at $7.93. Weird part about this, reason why I bid up this higher is because of the fact that this one is real obscure. Icon seems to, Def Jam Icon seems to be a bit more easy to find, but Rapstar is not easy to find. Last time I saw this come up, it went for $30, so I just thought I'd grab it at this price, and I didn't really care. Didn't really look at it on price charting too much because I just wanted it and needed it. Next one here is a little bit more of an obscure Kinect title. Now let's start with Mel B. This one I paid $6.25 for, and that sits a dealer meter on 3. Sits on a dealer meter at 3 out of 5. Due to the fact that it's at $16.50 on price charting. Like I say, a bit more obscure. I already had this title, but the reason why I was upgrading, and this was just a gamble, was because of the fact that when I got my one, you can't even see the PAL logo. It's like someone's had a sticker on it, like a pre-owned EB Games, and ripped it off, and it's pulled so much off. Because it's white, you can't see anything else, but you can see that PAL sticker removed. So I'll be selling my one, and this one will go in my collection because it's minty. Now, the next one here is actually a pretty cool one. This one, I didn't actually put on the Trade Me name. It's not from Highly Suspect, but Naval Assault The Killing Tide. This is a real cool deal. I paid $10 for a bundle, right? So it's basically a bundle of 4 games. It came with Game of Thrones, Assassin's Creed, can't remember the other one, the third one, and Naval Killing Tide. He said they weren't working. $10 for all 4 games. Said, scratch to hell, not working. I got them and thought I'll take a gamble. I'll send them down to Sam and go get them fixed up if not. But I got them and they were all mint. Like all mint condition. And then I find out and look on his actual Trade Me account. All the games that he's selling for $360 that he said are broken are because his Xbox 360 was broken. He basically had it up, a broken Xbox 360. I think everything of his was broken. He lived out in Chatham Island, so it was really weird. Maybe he just thought, I can't fix it out here, throw it, get rid of it. $10 though. This sits at 5 out of 5 because that bundle I can easily sell for well over $10. I could probably make about 30, maybe $40 from it. and get this for free. And this game sits at $51.06. So this is a very obscure title to come up. I've seen it come out once and there's always NTSC, but stoked to get that. $10, 5 out of 5 on a dealer 5106. Not too bad. Now the next one here is from an NZ Retro member, Sean Paul McEwen here. First one here is Cars Made National. Now this one here I paid $15 for, and it sits at a 2.5 out of 5 due to the fact it's $15.44. Most of these ones are relatively on par with what they are at price charting, because we work it out, they're pretty much just like very close to what he wants and what I want. So with this one, it's actually got a crack in the case here, but I already had this game. What I was doing, my one doesn't come with manual, so I'll upgrade it. I'm upgrading to a new manual and I'll use the other one for the case. So yeah, not too bad to get that one. Next one here is Wall-E, Disney Pixar's Wall-E. Now this one is, I paid $11 for. It sits at a 2.5 out of 5, and it sits at $11.26. Now I would actually rate this higher. I would say this is probably more sit at the $16 to $20 range. The reason why? That slip cover is pretty damn good. Like, you don't normally get slip covers this clean. So I'm very happy to have that. In fact, I have this on the lenticular Wall-E on Xbox 360, but the cover was so destroyed, I just took it off and put it in my thing, and I've kept the cover, but I'm like, I'd really like to find that lenticulous cover one day. But this is cool to get that in such pristine quality. Next one here is Kung Fu Panda, and that's what I paid $10 for. It sits at a 2.5 out of 5, and that sits at $12.70 on price charting. Next one here is Samurai Warriors. I do like the Dynasty and Samurai Warriors games. They are pretty cool to collect. I'm trying to go for a full set of everything. I always see them and I'm just like, grab them when I can. $18 I paid for this one, and it sits at a 2.5 out of 5, and that sits at $19 on price charting. Next one here is a bit of a gem. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. Now this is Digital Devil Saga 1. I have 2. I have Shin Megami. I have Lucifer's Call. I have PS3, and I also had Persona games, but I'm trying to get every Shin Megami title that I can. This one I paid $82 for. It sits at a 2.5 out of 5 on a dealer meter, because it sits at $83. Right on point. Atlas games are going to go up. This game will go up. All Shin Megami games will go up eventually. Now the next one here, and last on the list of Sean's games here, is Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo. Now this one I paid $22 for. And it sits at a 2.5 out of 5 on the dealer meter, because it's just a little bit lower at $19.06 on that. So not too bad. Relatively happy with my purchases this week for that. But this next one is a bit of a gem. Now, I'm not in any way going out of my way to collect anything out of the PAL set for the Sega Master System. I'm trying to finish off my PAL set. 27, I believe, that I need left. There's some heavies in there. But there is a Portuguese set, Brazilian set, and NTSC variants like Home Alone and Alf and stuff like that. Not Home Alone, Alf and stuff that I will eventually go down once I finish the power up. But there was one on Trade Me. Thank you to Dale Wilson from NZ Retro. He put this one up on Trade Me. He's had it up for a while at $200, but I thought, you know what? He dollar reserved it and went to, I was going to go to about $150. That was my bet, but I went to $111.12. This gets a 4 out of 5 on the dealer meter this week, because it sits at $184.58. This is Tech Toy and Brazilian. Deep Duck Trouble, Hello Donald. Now this one is, full-blown Brazilian. As you can see when you go on here, it's got the Brazilian manual, and it's got the Brazilian blue tag card. This is in all right condition, but it's really weird. The laminate, like the plastic on it, is just completely different from the normal PAL version. A little bit of markings on the manual, but I'm not too fussed about that. That's pretty cool to get. And that's just going to go on my Portuguese, my Brazilian set. So it's not it's just a variant. It's not exactly a exclusive, because this is wait, we're right here. I can grab it out. This one is, of course, see, I've got an ex-rental one from Star Video Richmond. Yuck. Oh, it annoys me, and it's the wrong cover for it. As you can see, some of them had smaller covers, some of them had wider and smaller covers, and the other ones had skinnier and shorter covers. So yeah, back cool with that one. Absolutely stoked. Thank you, Dale, for that one. That's me for this week. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to ring that bell and make sure you get notified on all my videos here. We're still going pretty hard. We're going to get some prismatic in this week. Hopefully when this video is, I may either have it out or I may have about to come out. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some goods in there, because I heard prismatic is not the best, and it's the first time I've done it. I've got a lot coming this month. I've got a lot of stuff coming for my weekly pickup. So stay tuned and keep commenting and keep liking my stuff. Keep sharing. Do whatever you can. Build my channel. It's what I really like to see. Anyway, you guys have a good day. I'll see you later.